very good evening, good morning, masters. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much, Patriji Meditation Channel and Padma Madam for this wonderful opportunity. And from past 20 hours, we are listening so much of wisdom about various masters and the woman power. What is the power inside the woman? And one of my favorite book is also Sitainam. Thank you, Swarnalata ma'am, for bringing us to us. And when I listen from Telugu and it's heart touching to me. I learned so many things rather than English in Telugu. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now we have another wonderful speaker from the International Spiritual Women's Scientist Summit. Another speaker, Master Sushma Weber. Before going to today's session, I would like to have the short note about Master Sushma Weber. She is originally from Bangalore, India, and currently lives in Wellington, New Zealand. She has been involved in the work of Theosophical Society for over 25 years, both in India and New Zealand. She has served as a secretary and lodge president of Wellington branch and currently the social media coordinator. Sushma has designed and facilitated workshops at various branches of Theosophical Society in New Zealand on theosophy, self awareness, and other spiritual topics. And Sushma Master is currently writing fiction and non fiction books based on her recent 40 days pilgrimage in India, where she participated in the Pandarpur Wari, a walking pilgrimage of over 250 kilometers, and her visit to pilgrimage centers of four different religions. This pilgrimage has provided insights not only for her spiritual growth but also for her life as an entrepreneur and writer. This is a short note about herself. And in today's session, we are very much excited to know more about your thoughts and your vision on this movement, madam. Welcome. Stage is all yours.
Namaste. And first of all, I would like to thank all the organizers of the Patriji meditation channel and to Dr. S. Ranjanji, who recommended my name for to be a guest speaker. And I have all constantly been in touch with Aparna ji, and I spoke to Padmama once, so it has been a amazing few days. But this morning I woke up around 4:15 and I have been listening to amazing women. I couldn't even stop even for a minute, but I had to stop for a half an hour. So I'm here. I am still going, just like Padmama and Aparna ji. They've been up all night. So thank you for this opportunity, and it's been a very great experience being part of this event. On I've never been a part of a 24-hour online event, so it's an amazing thing for you to do. So thank you. So my topic I chose was living a spiritual life in the world. So I'll share a few things. As Dikshita just said, I will be sharing a little bit about my pilgrimage as well. So I'll share my screen. So I would like to share first of all this first image. It has the emblem of the Theosophical Society, and I have been associated with it since the age of 10. Um, and the motto is there is no religion higher than truth. And for many years, I wanted to see the place that they found the motto, because I had learned that the motto was the motto of the Maharaja of Varanasi. So it's called in Sanskrit, it is Satya Nasti Paro Dharmaha. And I was very interested since childhood to go and see the palace of the Maharaja and find the thing that H.P. Blavatsky had found. She had requested the Maharaja to use it as the motto for the Theosophical Society. So here is the photo when I found it last year. So my whole life I have been inspired by two women since today's summit is about international spiritual women scientists, and these two women, Madam Helena Petrona Blavatsky, co-founder of the Theosophical Society, and Dr. Annie Besant, who was the second president of the Theosophical Society. They have had a very great influence on my life, and I have been very inspired by them. And my whole pilgrimage also was inspired because of when I studied about their travels and visiting all these amazing places around India. I had also wanted to do the same for many years. And when I heard about Swami Vivekananda walking all over India and Adi Shankaracharya walking all over India, I have always wanted to walk as well. How, in India, and I didn't do the whole of India. I only did the 250 kilometers. Another great influence in my life has been my grandparents, my maternal grandparents. They are S. Guru and G. Kamalamma, and they were the people instrumental in introducing me to Theosophy and the Theosophical Society. And Annie Besant and Blavatsky. They used to tell me stories about them when we were kids. And I have been attending the international conventions every year since I was age of 10. Of course, I missed a few things in between after I during my college, but before that, I went almost every year. So the Theosophical Society, there are these shrines of different religions. So since childhood, I have been, having contact with the different religions. The top left is the Parsi temple, probably the only temple in India where non-Parsis can actually go and sit. And I have also attended one of their fire ceremonies. And the middle one is a Gurudwara. Then, of course, the church and the Temple of Light called Bharat Samaj Temple, and a Buddhist shrine. These are only few photos. I have spent lots of time in these places when I attended the convention, and I also worked in the international headquarters in a total of 5 years. So this place is very close to my heart. And here in Wellington, we are very active. The left photo is our building here in Wellington. It's also more than 100 years old. We have very dedicated members in New Zealand as well. This photo has members from 8 different branches. We organized an event in Wellington, and we had all these people come from around the country. So, being a country with a small population, actually seeing so many people in one room is a big deal, not like in India. So, some of the theosophical teachings that I have been studying and it has played a very important role in how I live my life. So, I would like to share this small, we can talk a whole talk on this. I'd just like to share one small bit about this. The the higher triangle or the higher triad, and the lower quad quadrangle, I would say a square in square here. It's called the quaternary. Now, the lower quaternary is our personality, which is consists of the physical, astral, and lower mental body. And then the higher self is the Atma, Buddhi, and Manas. So the whole theosophical teaching is about living a life that will help us connect both. And you know the lower self usually acts by itself. However, the attempt is to have the higher self influence our lower self. So the whole exercise of doing spiritual practice is to find that connection and have everything work in harmony. So, in the Theosophical Society, Raja Yoga is what is suggested, and the 3 pillars of the spiritual life. Raja Yoga is that it, in a short way to explain it, is that all 3 yogas, Gnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Karma Yoga, we are supposed to develop um, equally. Let's say there is shouldn't be a disbalance or an unbalance between, like, some of us are temperamentally gnana yogis, Some of us are bhaktas, and the others are all about karma yoga, and we think all of the bhaktas are just singing and dancing. So, we might not be very happy about it. However, the Raja Yoga part is that we have to develop all aspects of these three yogas within ourselves. And study, meditation, and service also. Study is not just book study. However, it's more about self study or study for the purpose of um, becoming more self aware. So, that is the study of scriptures and all the books that are available within the Theosophical Society and outside is recommended. Whatever will help you evolve is a good type of study. And meditation, I have been listening to such amazing presentations in the summit about meditation. I don't have to explain about it. Um, and in the Theosophical Society, there's no prescribed method. We are all free to follow whatever suits us and our lives and temperament. And service and altruism is a very big part of the Theosophical Society. So I have been involved in lots of different types of service activities as well, other than being actively involved in the society itself, since I was 21 years old. So I turned 50 last year. I heard another lady who mentioned that she had turned 50 last month. I turned 50 last year, and I thought I better do this traveling when I still have the strength. And I thought, okay, I must go on this pilgrimage. I had initially decided I would go to some of the main centers and also visit some of the birthplaces of some saints and gurus that I had always been interested in. Those of you who are my age might remember Amar Chitra Katha. My mother gave me a book bound with all the stories of the great sages. So I have been interested in that since I was a kid. So I really wanted to visit some of those places. And then it turned out that I was traveling to India at the time of the Pandharpur Wari. This is a pilgrimage that has been happening for nearly 800 years. Every year, I think it happens 4 times a year, but the main one happens in June, July period between two Ekadashis. And I had known about it for some time, and I just looked up the dates and it was matching. So I said, okay, I should go on this. I have never walked that long, so I started training from last April. Also I also wanted to visit the Indian section of the headquarters of the Theosophical Society. So that was another dream come true to visit Varanasi. So that's what I did. I'll be showing you some photographs of my pilgrimage on our today at when I am sharing this with you. One of the people who came on the Wari is here in the audience. So thank you, Sheetal, for coming here today. So the Pandharpur Wari when is about going with the palki of Sant Gyaneshwar. He was the one who started this in a larger scale. People were going on this pilgrimage before that as well, but he made it into a communal activity. I think a larger communal activity. And so from Alandi to Pandharpur is the walking pilgrimage, and it comes up to around 250 kilometers. And it is a fixed route, so and the stops are all fixed. So if you see on the right, I was walking with, this year or last year I heard there was 5 lakh people walking doing this pilgrimage, or probably more, but anyway, you can see the number of people who are there. It was an amazing experience, and throughout the whole 250 kilometers, I did not hear one movie song or some other song. It was only the abhangs being sung by the people, and any loudspeaker, if they had any loudspeaker, that was also singing the abhangs and devotional songs. It was amazing. And like I said, Raja Yoga is about developing all three aspects, and I noticed that I was lacking in bhakti. So I wanted to surround myself with bhaktas, and I thought this is the greatest opportunity. all around me, everybody was interested only in God. And we were singing. In the evenings we had to do the hari part. On the top right are the people who with whom I walked in the every day. We became a group, and the youngest was 25 and the oldest was 80. So and we were some of us were middle aged, so it was a very interesting group that we went. And all of us were devotional, and it was an amazing experience. It was we learned what we thought we couldn't do at all, which is actually walk 20 kilometers per day. We helped each other, we motivated each other, and all this. Why am I mentioning all this? When you're thinking about living a spiritual life in the world, it is so important to have that community around you, those who are on a similar path as yourself. It is very, very helpful to do that, to have that support from around you. And being so far away in New Zealand, I am so fortunate to have the Theosophical Society here, with people who are also interested in seeking for truth, and also interested in developing themselves. So here I am on the Wari. That was my first break of the first day of walking from Alandi to Pune. So this was my first morning break. After this, I went on a after the Wari, 250 kilometers of walking. I went on my own by train. My brother helped me book all the tickets to different places, and I went to some of these centers. I'll share some of those photos. After I came back, my mother said, "You have been away for 40 days." And then I had created a WhatsApp group. So I used to post photos. And my mother thought I'll be lying flat on the ground after walking 250 kilometers. But I was on the train and I took a selfie and said, "I'm off to Baroda, or that's I think Solapur or somewhere I was going first." So I traveled. So if you see the map of India, I traveled from Bangalore to Pune, then to from Alandi to Pune, and then to Pandharpur. And then from Pandharpur, I took a train, and then I traveled to several places. Uh, I did on Google Maps. It came up more than 5,000 kilometers. I didn't know I had done so much travel. So everything, I think I heard a lot of people mentioning how, when you surrender, things unfold. And the how I planned my trip was similar to that. I followed my intuition, or I was led to go to certain places. I didn't even know there was a Brahma's temple in Pushkar. Someone I was talking to suddenly mentioned it, and then there I was. So I went to the Brahma temple in Pushkar. I did the Shiva temple in Varanasi, and the Krishna birthplace in Mathura. I managed to go there as well. Then I went to Ajmer, the Sufi center. I had always been interested in it. I have done my history of art masters, and I've always been interested in Sufism and all the other religions, because they have a great impact on art. So I was very interested. So I went there. And Pushkar was very, very beautiful, and I was so surprised to see a South Indian Balaji temple over there. And there was this beautiful Gurudwara nearby, and it was beautiful. That's also a pilgrimage center for the Sikhs. And then, of course, the Brahma temple was there. And then I also went to visit Amritsar, which is another dream come true, to visit the Golden Temple. And that's me in the langar, in the kitchen of the Golden Temple. That was another dream. I'd heard so much about that, kitchen and langar that they serve there. And oh, I was in tears the moment I saw this. As soon as entered the space, it was so moving. And it was amazing. I have no words to explain. And then my last part of my trip, where I was in Varanasi. Again, I was led to all these places. I didn't, once I arrived at a place, I didn't have a plan. So I let the, you know, the, I would say universe guide me to wherever I went, or I met people who took me to certain places. So the early morning, I went with a couple of Theosophical Society members from South Bangalore Lodge who had come to Varanasi. Who would have thought I would meet someone from Bangalore? It was very interesting. They were having a national study camp, so I met them and I went there. And my trip to, I had always wanted to see a Ganga Aarti, but I was by myself at that time. And they had all finished the camp and left. I didn't know if I will ever get to see this. But after I visited the Maharaja's palace and saw the motto, Satya Nasti Paro Dharma, on the way back I was in a rickshaw and some other people were going to Asti Ghat. I said, okay, I'll also come and see the Aarti. So I went there and it was another amazing experience. And here is Dr. S. Ranjan and Induji here. Induji and Dr. Ranjan are both here on the call as well. They took me to the Sarnath center. They were all going there after the camp, and and I tagged along. I probably invited myself anyway. So we all went to Sarnath and some other places and the Krishnamurti Center as well. This was another dream come true to visit the place where the Buddha attained his after Buddha attained his enlightenment, he gave his first sermon over here. So that it's a beautiful place, very, very, how to say, holy. It has the atmosphere. It is amazing. After that, well, while I stayed in Varanasi, I managed to go to a couple of places. I went to Gorakhpur and Ayodhya. Now that Vande Bharat is there, it's easy to travel. So I went to Ayodhya temple. They do not let you take photos anywhere. This is after I came out. So that's all you can see of the gateway where they keep our mobile phones and bags. And then I managed to visit the Hanuman Gadi. In fact, I'm showing this photo because the building of the Ram temple is one of the triggers for me that happened that I should go on this pilgrimage. It happened in January 22nd, and I was so moved by the fact that this happened because I have studied the art history and history of India, and the society founders of the society, Theosophical Society, also their primary purpose was to revive Indian wisdom, ancient wisdom, and let it be known around the world and within India as well. So this was for me a symbol of the fruit of the work of the society 150 years ago. So I was so moved, I had to go there. So here I am in Ayodhya. It was an amazing moment for me. And then Vrindavan as well. I managed to go to Vrindavan. However, I didn't go when the temple was open. It is so crowded, so crowded. I managed to go after it was closed, so the roads were all empty. So I had a good walk around the area and looked at all the places. This is another temple. The one on the left is the Bake Bihari temple, I think, and this one is I can't remember which one was. It's 15th century temple. And like I mentioned, I had always been interested in the saints and of the different religions and traditions. I managed to visit a few. Um, Again, I got to go to the Narmada banks and visit Ma Anandamayi's ashram. During my pilgrimage, I wanted to visit some of the main rivers, and I didn't know where I could go see the Narmada. And this again unfolded out of the blue. I was looking at Baroda, and suddenly I saw that Baroda is pretty close to Narmada River. Then I thought, where could I go on the Narmada River? It's a very large river. And then somehow I thought, oh, Ma Anandmayi Ma, let me see if there's an ashram nearby. And then there was. So it was very good. I was only able to stay one night. Then I had to go, but it was an amazing place as well. Very, very peaceful. And there was a tree where all the sages had done their meditation. That was an amazing place as well. Then in Varanasi, there is the Kabir, Sant Kabir's, Samadhi, and where he was born and grew up and everything. I managed to go there as well. I say manage because it's a big task finding places in Varanasi. Somehow I managed to go. The auto fellow took me. Even he didn't know where it was. Then I close to the Theosophical Society, there is also the ashram of the Ramkrishna Mutt where Sharda Devi had stayed. That's the one on the left. And then on the right is the Ma Sharda Kutir in Vrindavan. And finding that place was another task. You know, they say when you go to a holy place, it doesn't mean you will get access immediately. So I went round and round asking people and everything. By the time I found it, after I finished visiting it and I came out, I saw that South Indian temple. So it was just around the corner, but I had gone round and round to find it. Everyone says, yahi pe hai madam, yahi pe hai madam, and they just point to one direction that they want me to go, and it never led me to the right place. Anyway, did manage to find my place. Again in Vrindavan, I was staying in Ma Anantmayi's ashram, and nearby was also Baba Neem Karoli Baba's ashram and Swami Haridas as well. I was looking for Sharda Kutir when I found out that Swami Haridas ashram was nearby as well, so I went to visit there. And they are all close to each other, which is very good. And Sant Mirabai, my mother's name is Meera, and I have again in that Amar Chitrakatha book, this was one of my favorite stories. And I was so keen to go and visit Meera's, the Vrindavan ashram where she spent her last days singing the praises of Lord Krishna. And finding this one, I couldn't find the road with the such narrow roads. I kept passing by, and then there were monkeys. If you take out the phone, they'll say, "Madam, put the phone away. The monkey will get it." Now people don't give me directions, and neither do they let me take out my Google Maps. I didn't know how to find this place. Again, I went round and round. I did not give up. That's another thing. If you are doing something, you do not give up. You reach your goal and only then rest. So I finally found this. This is also a very beautiful place. And it was very, I was again moved to tears. I just sat in front of this place where she was to stay, and it was just so moving. Last but not the least, I managed to go to some of the places that are important in Theosophical Society's history. And one of that is the Prayagraj, where the three rivers, the Triveni Sangam place, where H.P. Blavatsky and the co-founder Henry Steele Olcott had met AP Sinnett in Allahabad, and they had stayed there for some weeks. So I've always wanted to go to Allahabad, and now it's called Prayagraj, of course. And when I went to the museum, I saw Annie Besant's photo in the museum. I was so happy. And then I saw there was another thing in the display that said Annie Besant and Lokmanya Tilak had designed part of the Indian flag. Look at that. In the evolution of the Indian flag, this was one of them as well. So, when you talk of living the spiritual life in the world, these are all people who lived a spiritual life while they carried on the activities in the world for the benefit of humanity, for the benefit of animals and all creation. And when I heard about the pyramid party, that they some of them spoke in Telugu, I didn't understand fully, but this whole pyramid party thing, I was very very interested that Patriji started this party so that the people would focus on political. I don't know if it's a political party, however it is to do with work for the community and everything. So with values as its backbone, and I thought, oh my god, look at all this, how amazing that these female revolutionaries were there and how much work they did. And the male revolutionaries as well. They all did a lot of work so that we can sit here today. And last but not the least, the goal of my pilgrimage was attending, actually visiting where Annie Besant had stayed. Whenever she went to Varanasi, she stayed in Shanti Kunj. So it had been my dream when I was living in Adyar to visit where Annie Besant used to live when she was in Varanasi. She was instrumental in developing this center, and she actually bought it. She took a loan from someone called Esther Bright and her mother, and then she repaid it back. Even though they said you can take it as a gift, she said, no, I will pay it back. And she paid back, and this property was bought and this center was developed. She said the society needs a home in India, so she established this society headquarters for India, and I had always wanted to go there. And I had the good fortune of attending a Hindi study camp in Hindi, and I met Dr. S. Ranjan and Induji and some others, Archana, and many others from other around the country. It was wonderful to study theosophy in an Indian language. Was so interesting. I've only studied it in English, so to hear the words and things, and adhyatma studies, if you do in a Sanskrit language or anything that has come from Sanskrit, any other Indian language, it has a greater impact. That's what I learned. You understand it at a much deeper level as well. So it was great to meet, S. Pandeyji and all the others. I knew some of them since I was a kid as well, so it was nice to see them all in Varanasi. And it was a very moving experience of 3 days of studying together with people of different ages and different parts of India. Thank you. I think that's all I have about my trip, and I think I'm on time. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm really fortunate today. And just like when I see your introduction about Theosophical, I thought, okay, something new I'm going to learn, but I'm not so much curious. But today, after seeing your journey and how you brought everything to us, it's really an amazing. So many points you gave us. And one thing is, one of the point where I got connected is never give up. I
Mm,
really come with that. We should never give up because when we are doing something, first thing like halahal from Amrutam, we will get so much of challenges. That is
mm,
where we need to apply our spiritual knowledge and spiritual life so that
mm,
we can show the woman empowerment. Yeah, and you have shown us one more. Initially one pendulum kind of stages. After seeing that pendulum kind of stages, the one point triggered to my mind is survival mode to creation mode. Patri sir
mm,
always says, whenever you are in the Mooladhara chakra, you are in the survival mode. Whatever you think
mm,
from that mode, you can never achieve your goal or you can never achieve your things. Go to creation mode, go to Sahasrara chakra.
mm,
There you imagine, there you think. So you can get whatever you want. Immediately, I remember that point when I see that pendulum kind of thing and about the three principles of the life karma yoga, jnana yoga. Like all the principles are very much important to our lives in each of the stages. And one more thing I would like to share is mom is always the best medicine. Because we are all moms today, we have to give the best thing to our kids. And your mom gave you a best books, best wisdom. Now you, as a mom, you are giving all about these pilgrimages. I honestly say I don't know any of these pilgrimages. I just read all this during my school days in my history books. But now you brought us all this and about that wisdom. And at last, you had mentioned one point about Annie Besant, ma'am. Like I always visit her place because I'm very much attached to that place because she comes to that place and she get relaxes.
mm.
Ma'am, here I remember one point is when we have that knowledge, knowledge is always power. When we have that knowledge, so automatically we will connect to that soul, we will connect to that bliss. we never feel bored. We don't feel the challenges coming from that place also, because happiness already filled within ourselves through that knowledge. Amazing, ma'am. Thank you so much. You brought us so many insights and great wisdom. Your hard work never fails, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ సుష్మా మ్యామ్. చాలా సంవత్సరాల క్రితం పత్రిజీ ఎప్పుడు కూడా అనిబిసెంట్ బుక్స్ గురించి చెప్పేవాళ్ళు ఎక్కువగా. అనిబిసెంట్ గారి గురించి, హెచ్పి బ్లావడ్స్కీ గారి గురించి, వీళ్ళు చేసినటువంటి ఆ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్స్ గురించి. స్పిరిచువాలిటీ అనేది మనకు అర్థం కావాలంటే భౌతికంగా మనం ఎన్ని విధాలైన ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్స్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుందని వాళ్ళని ఎగ్జాంపుల్‌గా చూపించేవాళ్ళు పత్రిజీ. తర్వాత ఆయన చెప్పిన ఒక మాట ఏంటంటే, థియోసాఫికల్ సొసైటీ, పిరమిడ్ స్పిరిచువల్ సొసైటీ మూవ్‌మెంట్ 2 కూడా కలవాలని చెప్పేవాళ్ళు. అప్పటి నుండి నాకు ఎప్పుడూ అర్థమయ్యేది కాదు ఆ సెంటెన్స్. నాతోనే ఎందుకు చెప్పారనేది నాకు అర్థమయ్యేది కాదు. కానీ ఈరోజొచ్చి మిమ్మల్ని చూస్తుంటే మీరు థియోసాఫికల్ సొసైటీ నుండి పిరమిడ్ స్పిరిచువల్ సొసైటీస్ మూవ్‌మెంట్‌లోకి మీరు జాయిన్ అయ్యారు. ఒక ఆత్మశక్తి ఇంకొక ఆత్మశక్తితో కలిస్తే ఎన్ని రెట్లు వేగవంతంగా అది ఎంతమందిని అవేర్ చేస్తుందనేది ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మేడం. థియోసాఫికల్ సొసైటీ అవ్వచ్చు, ఇంకేదైనా సొసైటీ అవ్వచ్చు. కలవడం అనేది ఇంపార్టెంట్. అది పత్రిజీ ఎప్పుడూ కోరుకునేవాళ్ళు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ సుష్మా మ్యామ్ వన్స్ అగైన్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ రంజన్ జీ. Because of you, we met Sushma ma'am.
Well, Ranjan sir is here.
Thank you. Word is not very much necessary, ma'am. We are one. We are one team. We are one family.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Just one word about Theosophical Society. Patriji took the name of movement, Pyramid Spiritual Society movement. The society word from the Theosophical Society. And in Patriji, they has read near about 1 lakh books, and he recommends near about 300 books on the website. Near about 40 to 50 books of Theosophical Society are there in that 300 book list of books. So we should read. We need to read Theosophical Society to understand the vast wisdom. Yeah. Okay.
Unmute చేస్తారా? Thank you, Sushma ma'am.